What's up, guys? Today I got my very favorite China budget knife for you guys. You can pick these up at White Mountain Knives for $40 shipped, and if they're on sale, you can get them for $27 shipped on White Mountain Knives. And this is literally my favorite China budget knife model. It's the Kubey Nova in G10 and D2. I absolutely love this model. I love everything about it. The knife feels like it was literally made for my hands. It's flawless ergonomics for me. I can choke up on it, get tight to that edge. You know, it's fine. Any grip I hold this knife in, it feels like it was made for my hands. That's my first favorite thing about the Nova. The second favorite thing about it is the geometry. These knives, this is on about its third edge. From the factory, they're around 10 thousandths behind the edge. After 3 sharpenings, this one's at probably around 13, yeah, about 13 thousandths. So they're mega slicers. This knife's done a lot of cutting, as you can see from the coating. Kubey does a really good job on their D2. This is a fantastic slicer. If that's what you're looking for, this is it. Another really cool thing about Kubey is their G10 on their budget knives is really fantastic G10. It's not that cheap, crappy G10. This feels much like Spyderco's G10. It is really good quality stuff, and I appreciate that from them. Another thing, I've never had a knife from Kubey that didn't have absolutely perfect lockup, perfect action, good snappy detent. They're always done really well. They don't overload the screws with Loctite, so they come apart nice. Just everything about them is done good. Like they are my favorite China maker of budget knives for sure. Sorry about the focus, this camera's being a jerk. Everything about this knife is good, and for the value you can get it at, it's crazy. Their D2 is done very good. This knife right here had quite a bit of cutting done on it on this edge, and it is an absolute razor steel. Like just a little bit of stropping and on some 1 micron, and she's right back. And this is after quite a bit of cutting. Sorry, this damn paper's bent. Anyways, it's not a pristine edge. It's had a lot of cutting, but it's still absolutely shaving. Oh yeah, she's shaving easy. Anyways, the knife's really sharp. Even with a lot of use on it, and that edge still comes right back on just a little bit of passes on 1 micron, and it's a razor. They really do a good job on their D2. They don't run it soft. It's typically in the 60 range, 60 and a half, somewhere in there. It always performs good. You get a lot of cutting performance per dollar out of this stuff. Kubey's designs are great, and in most cases their knives have excellent geometry, and that's what it's about to me. The geometry's good, the steel's good, and you have solid performance. Yeah. And another thing, their spring clips, I think they do the best spring clips out of any of the China OEMs. They perfect in the pocket, perfect out of the pocket. For $40, it's truly hard to beat this knife, and when you can get it for $27, it's unbelievable. This is a genuinely good work knife, and not just a good budget knife. It's a good knife, period. Again, you have excellent geometry, good build quality, great ergonomics, good action, solid lockup. What else can you ask for $27 shipped? Yeah, and again, I've never had a piece of D2 from Kubey that wasn't done very, very well. You don't get that soft crap that some of the companies do. This stuff actually performs really good. It doesn't like to be polished. Like a DMT 325 is fantastic. A Toma 400, fantastic. Keep it in that range and you'll get excellent performance out of this stuff. Yeah, it's just a great knife. You should really check one out. If you're looking for a really slicey knife, check the Nova. That's exactly what it is. It's a slicey knife. You got not overly thick stock at probably like 2.8 millimeters, and comes down nice and thin. And because it's a fairly tall flat grind, you get quite a few sharpenings on it before it starts to thicken up, or before it starts to become thick enough that it presents a problem. Yeah, give one a peek. I think you'll be happy. Kubey does a good job. Their customer service is great. When I bent a pocket clip out, all it took was an email and they got me a new pocket clip, even though it was my fault. Yeah, they're nice people. You can communicate with them on Instagram, and they're responsive, or email, and again they're responsive. I'm happy to support Kubey as a company. They're doing a good job. They treat people right. They're making good knives. There's really nothing to dislike about them. I mean, other than being a China company. I wish they was U.S. made, but then if they was, this would be over $100. So, you know. And most of my money goes to the U.S. period, but when buying knives, definitely most of my money goes to the U.S. So buying a budget knife every now and then don't hurt anything. But check a Nova out. I think you'll like it. They're great knives, great cutting geometry, great performance for a super low price. If you buy from White Mountain Knives, just look for their sale and check it in the cart, and then it should be 25% off, and then you can use a YouTuber code and get an additional 10% off, and it'll be $27 shipped. That's a hell of a deal. Alright guys, y'all have a good night, and again, Happy New Year's. Sorry, I had to edit this in. I did a couple stropping passes on this because I may not have stropped it after the last use. Even though it was a razor when I was showing it to you, it should have still easily S-sliced that paper. So after a couple stropping passes, oh yeah, that D2 is good. It's actually hard doing this behind the camera, but yes, it's definitely sharp. The D2 comes back really nicely. And again, that was quite a bit of cutting on that edge. And there is a little teeny hang up in it, which was causing that one tear, but it's not much of one, and it's had a lot of cutting, so, you know. It's still easily shave. Not quite hair popping, but close. And that's after a lot of cutting. So the D2's done well.